When you're building a business today, one of the biggest, most fundamental choices you'll make is about your cloud strategy. And this isn't just some IT thing. It's a decision that literally shapes how you build, how you innovate, and how you compete. So, the big question is, should you go all in with one provider, or should you play the field? Let's get into it.
Okay, so for any real business these days, using the cloud isn't optional anymore. It's the bedrock of everything. The conversation has totally moved on from if you should be in the cloud. The real strategic question now is how you're going to use it. And that how? Well, it pretty much boils down to this one fundamental choice. Do you commit to a single provider, really master their entire ecosystem, or do you spread your bets across multiple clouds to stay nimble and flexible? It's a choice with some absolutely massive implications.
All right, so let's just make sure we're on the same page. A single cloud strategy is all about commitment. It's putting all your eggs in one basket. Think AWS, Azure, or GCP, and really digging deep into what they offer. Now, on the flip side, multi-cloud is all about diversification. You're using 2, maybe more, providers so you can pick and choose the best tool for every single job.
So first up, let's look at the case for going all in. The single cloud approach, it's really about creating a deep, tight alignment with one vendor. It's a strategy that puts simplicity and integration above everything else.
And the benefits here are pretty compelling, right? You get this full stack of services, from your networking all the way to your AI, and it's all designed to work together seamlessly. That makes everything from monitoring what's going on to governance way, way simpler. Plus, when you put all your spend in one place, you often get some really nice volume discounts. And maybe best of all, you can jump on the latest and greatest new features the second they're released.
But what about the other side of the coin? The multi-cloud strategy isn't about depth, it's about freedom. The whole idea here is to reduce your dependence on any one company and to be able to cherry-pick the absolute best-in-class services from everybody.
And the appeal is obvious. You avoid getting trapped by one vendor's price hikes. If one provider has a massive outage, it doesn't sink your entire operation. And you can build this incredible dream team tech stack, combining, say, Google's incredible machine learning with Azure's powerhouse enterprise tools. It's the ultimate best-of-breed playbook. But, and this is a really big but, here's where the story takes a turn. This freedom, this amazing flexibility, it is not free. The promise of multi-cloud is super seductive, but it hides this layer of complexity that, honestly, a lot of organizations just aren't ready for.
This brings us to a really critical idea, what you could call the portability paradox. The idea that you can just seamlessly move your apps between clouds sounds incredible in a meeting, but the reality is so much harder and more expensive than it looks on paper.
Let's be super clear about this. That dream of just lifting a workload from AWS and dropping it into Azure with no friction, for most companies, it's exactly that, a dream. To get to that point of true seamless portability requires a huge engineering investment. So what does that investment even look like? Well, to make an app that can run anywhere, first you've got to containerize it. Then, you need to use all these agnostic tools like Terraform to manage your infrastructure. And on top of all that, you have to build these extra abstraction layers just to hide the unique APIs of each cloud. Every single one of those steps adds cost, slows things down, and creates a massive headache to maintain.
And here's the paradox right there. In your hunt for flexibility, you often end up sacrificing efficiency. By building for every cloud, you end up perfectly optimized for none of them. You miss out on all that fine-tuned performance you get from just building natively in a single cloud.
So this whole conversation forces us to talk about the big boogeyman in the room, vendor lock-in. It's a term that just strikes fear into the hearts of CTOs everywhere. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong?
Seriously, let's reframe this for a second. Is being locked into a single provider really a trap? Or could it actually be a powerful strategic advantage if you're smart about it?
Because here's the thing. When you go deep with one provider's ecosystem, you unlock some serious advantages. You get performance that is perfectly tuned for their specific hardware and software. You can build and ship new products so much faster. And you get direct access to their most powerful proprietary tools, things like AWS SageMaker or Google's Vertex AI that you literally cannot get anywhere else. So you see, maybe the problem isn't the commitment itself. The real problem is going into that commitment completely blind, with no plan B. The key is to have a clear exit strategy, knowing how you could get out if you ever had to, even if you never plan on actually doing it. And all of this is building towards a much smarter, more sophisticated way of thinking about this.
Instead of trying to be cloud agnostic, which, as we've seen, is super expensive, the smartest companies out there are being cloud intentional.
Just look at Netflix. They are all in on AWS for their core streaming platform, but they strategically use Google Cloud because it's fantastic for big data analytics. Or think about BMW, which uses both Azure and AWS to power totally different parts of its connected car platform. You see the difference? They're not trying to make everything run everywhere. They are making deliberate, specific, strategic choices. They use the right cloud for the right job, and they commit deeply where it actually makes sense. That's being cloud intentional.
And that really is the key, isn't it? These leading companies aren't running scared from commitment. They're actually embracing it, but they're doing it in a managed, strategic way that lines up directly with what their business is trying to achieve. They're making lock-in work for them.
At the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. This is so much bigger than some technical debate happening in the IT department. Your choice of cloud strategy fundamentally shapes your entire business model. It dictates your speed, your costs, and your ability to innovate.
And look, if you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. The cloud isn't just about where your servers are running. It's about how your business is going to grow, and your strategy has to reflect that.
So, I'll leave you with this one question to really think about. Is your current cloud strategy genuinely designed to serve your business goals? Or is it being quietly shaped by vendor marketing and a fear of missing out on the next big thing? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know.